Right, this is something you could do with any elastic band, but just check out the elastic band, make sure it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all it is. Now, what I need you to do, just hold your thumb up like that. Keep your thumb straight up. Now, if I put that over there, there's obviously a few ways I could get that off. The obvious ones are I could lift it off, yeah?
Yeah.
Or when it's on there, I could actually snap the band and break it off.
Yeah.
Now, watch. This is really strange, Daniel. If I just go like this and press, I'm not going to lift it off. I'm pressing on there, yeah? And yeah, look, it comes off.
Right.
Over the top. I don't lift it off. I don't break it off. Certainly don't lift it off. Keep the pressure there. And yeah, it comes off. Okay, we've been joined by Rose for the explanation for the band penetration. I got the spectator to hold their thumb up like so, and I explained to them that the only way to take that band off is by either lifting it off or breaking it off. But somehow the band comes off, even though you don't lift it off and you don't break it off. Now, the thing is with the band penetration, you have to overcomplicate the moves because the actual secret is quite simple indeed. You start with getting them to hold their thumb up. I always get them to use their thumb. I used to get them to use other fingers, but they don't keep them in a stiff position as well as the thumb. They're used to holding the thumb in this position. If you use any other fingers, they might not be comfortable with you pressing on the top there. They're used to this position. It's quite comfortable. It's very important at the start that you set the trick up by explaining the only way to take that band off is by either lifting it off or breaking it off. Obviously, that's not true. There is another way. It's the way I'm going to teach you. But by setting this up, explaining these are the only two ways, you're going to make the effect stronger in the end. Basically, if I went like this now, that would just be rubbish. There would be no point to this whatsoever. It's obvious, you know, you're just putting your finger underneath and you're just taking that band off. But in essence, that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to overcomplicate this process. And these are the moves that you need to learn to actually overcomplicate it. If you just tilt your hands slightly that way so we get a good view of the band, that's great. We start in this position with the first finger hooking the band, and obviously the other end of the band is over the spectator's thumb. You then reach over with the first finger of, in my case, the left hand, the other hand, and you pull it over the top of the band on the other side and kind of like make a triangle, like so. Now the second finger of the hand holding the band then reaches over and takes these two parts of the band and pulls them down out of the way, leaving you space then just to pivot over and put that first finger on top of the spectator's thumb. Now don't twist it when you do this or the trick won't work. Make sure that you just go straight over and put it in position. Now you explain to them that you haven't lifted it off, you haven't broken it off, and yet it comes off. And it just literally comes off. And you must stay in this position for a few seconds. This actually freezes the moment of magic, and it's absolutely impossible at this point because this link here is unpenetrable. There's no way anything could go through there, and yet you're displaying the band has actually come off. So I'll just take you through that one more time. From this position, hooking the band, the first finger comes over, pulls up the band into a small triangle. The second finger comes over, pulls the bands down, and the first finger of the other hand goes straight over the top, on top of the spectator's thumb. Now, by releasing the whole thing, it will just come off and remain on that first finger at the end. Try this a few times on family or friends. A good tip as well is to actually practice on the top of a wine bottle or a milk bottle, and you can actually treat that just like the spectator's thumb, and you can actually practice the routine with the wine bottle just stood up in between your knees, and you can practice it as many times as you like. It seems simple. Try it on a spectator. You will absolutely blow them away. They'll never be able to figure out the band penetration.